Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about transit Mars conjunct one's natal midheaven. Now, when we're talking about transits that involve Mars, it could be about action, activity, motivation, drive, energy, enthusiasm, even exuberance. When the transit of Mars conjoins one's natal midheaven, this may manifest in a lot of action and drive and motivation, having the energy, vitality, and enthusiasm to inject in career-related matters. It could be, I mean, if it's, some say if it's in Aquarius, for example, it could be in computers, electronics, innovation, something with aerospace, astronomy, astrology, and also attaining notoriety and success and getting recognition at this time as well. If it's in Gemini, it could be as a writer, it could be as a journalist doing something with communications in general, such as data or satellite communications, something that involves dexterity, use of the hands like auto or refrigeration mechanics. Uh, and it's also a lot of energy and activity could be um, in matters that involve the dominant parent, which is often the father. Say if this is an Aries, it could be an Aries sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply embody Aries characteristics. And also, this could be about being more motivated to perhaps improve your stature in life, especially if that's something you may have procrastinated or hesitated on, or you're at a point where you don't feel, as far as how you stack up with others, you don't feel, as worthy, and you think it's the time now where you have potential to actually do something about this. This may very well be the time to actually do it and have more courage to do so, more so than usual. Also, too, it could be just a lot of energy, a lot of taking action more, and having more enthusiasm in taking care of responsibilities. I mean, if it's in Virgo, it could be just service related work, as an example, doing something, with analytics, or maybe you had to compile some stats or some numbers for somebody. In Capricorn, it could be accounting, as an example, or it might be some issue, if it's in Capricorn, some issue with the government, or maybe it's just some kind of mundane work or task. And also, too, in accomplishments as well. If you feel this is a time, like a period where you feel like you haven't really, just in general accomplishments and achievements, you haven't attained much, this could be the time where you might have more drive in those matters at this time. And also, too, the midheaven can be connected with older people as well. Um, it could be the father, it could be a grandfather, or maybe a close friend that might be an older person. And also, too, this is about perhaps sometimes this could uh, manifest in battles with older people or authority figures as well, superiors. The situation with the supervisor may be more contentious than usual at this time, or even the dominant parent, which again is often the father. Could also be about a lot of activity, a lot of action, and more drive in attempting to attain a position of authority if you don't currently have one. Then going back to the zodiac sign Gemini, if it's in Gemini, it could be maybe a manager position at perhaps at some communications field, like a data or satellite communications firm, perhaps, or something in some, might be a writer, like some kind of journalist or writing group, or maybe working, if you're working for the media or something with the news, attaining a higher position there. And also, too, keep in mind the midheaven is connected with the public image and reputation. So it could be a time, too, where you might be taking some action or even confronting somebody if they affected your reputation or public image adversely. Um, it could be doing things to restore it, having the courage to come out and say what the truth is, regarding something that may have affected your reputation, whether it might be good or bad. And also, too, I mean, keep in mind, Mars could be very impatient energy, but could also be about initiative and enterprise. So this could be a time where you might simply take more initiative, or maybe be even a little impatient about moving up that success ladder, basically improving your stature in life and just being more successful in general. Or it could be with 10th house people, if say if you have like a dominant parent, which is often the father, an authority figure, you're taking too long maybe to do something, or maybe it's some impatience with their demeanor, their personality. Say if this is an Aquarius, it might be, some cases it might actually be an Aquarius sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Aquarius traits. It could be a person that's overly eccentric or detached or aloof. That's just, not always maybe the most reliable person. That might be sporadic and erratic in their habit patterns, and when you need these people, uh, it could be also, let's say if it's in Virgo, it could be a very parsimonious or frugal supervisor that isn't really, you don't think is paying you what you really need. But at the same time, too, keep in mind this could also manifest in having the fortitude and courage to attain career goals, to improve your stature in life and attain greater success. If you haven't done so in some time, especially again if it's something you might have procrastinated or hesitated on, this could be the time where you have more drive and initiative and actually doing so, or even attaining some kind of notoriety and recognition and exposure at this time. I mean, say if it's in Capricorn, it could be something with business or dentistry, accounting, even something where you're doing some kind of, general mundane work or information technology. Uh, Anything that could be Capricorn related, and accounting. And also, too, this could be a time as well. This could be about, again, being more, I guess you could say, courageous in matters, as far as, maybe matters with the dominant parent, the authority figures, older people, and also too, and it could be about really more, confronting issues, being more confrontational about issues that are pertaining to your public image and reputation. Say if this is an Aries as an example, it could be maybe there's been some reputation that's been established for being very volatile, a fire starter. I don't mean literally. I mean, like an instigator, somebody that might start fights or arguments with people, maybe somebody that's overly abrupt or outspoken or easily provoked. As an example, if this is an Aries. And also, it could also be a time where there's, it might be more exuberant expression of that part that you can't suppress. Keep in mind the fourth house can represent who we are at the core, and that part that we don't really show to others readily, that we might disclose more, unveil when we're by ourselves. But when you're talking about the 10th house, that could be energy that we might have trouble trying to suppress or hide, and it just comes out even if we're actually attempting to conceal or hide it. Now, say if this is in Sagittarius, it might be somebody that might have the reputation as a practical joker, somebody like notorious for joking, being jocular, or and also even being blunt or tactless, but also a person that might naturally, bring out these expansive and exuberant qualities. It could also manifest in some cases as expending more energy in taking care of responsibilities. If it's in the zodiac sign Cancer, it could be something home related or family related, or it could simply be done with a lot of Cancerian dedication, devotion, and tenacity. If it's in Virgo, as another example, it could be matters with cleaning, organizing, even compartmentalizing. Say, for example, if this falls in your 11th house in your natal chart, it could be maybe defragging computer, because defragging is about compartmentalizing a things, and the 11th house I would say could be connected with computers. So hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, and again, the situation with the 10th house people in general may be more contentious, acrimonious, and combative, whether it might be an authority figure, supervisor, superior, maybe somebody that's prominent at your place of business in your career, or a person that might play an integral role in your public image and reputation, such as if you have like a promoter. It could be somebody that might be, helping you out monetarily in terms of promoting maybe a product you have or a business. Even a web page that might help you attain greater notoriety and recognition. Keep in mind too that Mars is also about accidents, so there may be a little greater propensity. I would say there would be greater propensity for accidents at your business and your career. If it's in Sagittarius, say, it could be something sports related, injury, or some accident you have. If it's in Aries, I mean, Mars can be about sharp instruments anyway, but say if you have it in Aries, it could increase that propensity for some kind of, injury that might be, something with with a sharp object, whether it might be something with a scissor, or if you're using scissors, or if you're using like a box cutter as another example, or you're using any kind of blade maybe to cut something, or even if there's like a machine that they have like those machines that those slicers, I think, that got the blades on them that cut things. If it's some machine that's sharp that might inadvertently get cut at this time. And if this is like making an adverse aspect to your natal Neptune, that can increase maybe as far as not seeing the accident perhaps coming as quickly, or being as alert to more of a potential accident than usual, because Neptune, of course, could be very nebulous, unclear, and confused energy. So you understand basically what I'm saying with this. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.